Hello everyone and welcome to channel Dueldo. This is JalXL and today Syndicates is our faction and this is going to be a bit different from my deck guide videos. I already played one deck per faction this season, so for the remainder of the season I'm gonna highlight on some of the meta decks and discuss their potential, what you can do with them, what are the alternatives, and so on. So this is the first of those videos. And obviously, Syndicate is the most powerful faction this season. And isn't it amazing? I mean, last season, they were the worst faction. And with just printing a single card and King of Baggers, they are the top faction right now. And the obvious interaction, King of Beggars with Savola, creates huge points with just one play. And it's a great finisher and also a great card for playing short rounds. And it's really, Syndicates, one of the weaknesses of, classic Syndicate decks was like unable to play short rounds. Unless you have a bunch of money and a Sea Jackal or something like that, it was really difficult, Syndicate usually gives up the first round and then the opponent bleeds them and they use all their good cards, and in the final round they don't have much left and they lose, or maybe they can't respond to opponents, let's say, short round finishers. Now they have the answer, and I think the answer is kind of a bit overtuned, and I think it needs some adjustments. It's too powerful, and with Jackpot leader ability, it is too easy to play Syndicate right now, and normally it is the most difficult faction to play with. Still it is, but Jackpot leader ability and that interaction makes everything easier. Okay, so what can you do with these two cards? Well, actually, other than Congregate, you can play any leader ability with Savola and King of Baggers, but I think Jackpot is the best one, because over profiting is not bad for you. You get your coins back thanks to the Jackpot's leader ability, and I think if you're looking for a challenge, you can try different leaders. This is the most this is the leader ability that makes most sense to play with right now for Syndicate, and there are a lot of very good interactions for Jackpot, even though the provision bonus is just 13. It's usually enough to win the game. Okay, so what about the leader ability? Why am I focusing on that? Why is it that powerful? Because of the passive ability. Whenever an allied unit gives you coins, boosted by any excess amount gained. So if you build your deck around profit, units that have profit on them, or any other units again that generate points, you're going to get those coins back by the number of boosts on the unit. So you don't actually over profit, you all get those points back. That's why Jackpot is the best leader right now. And let's build our deck around it using Jackpot. So with the Jackpot, no matter which cards you put into this, I think Tiger's Eye is the best stratagem right now. It used to give you 4 coins, but it's right now 5 coins, and especially on blue coin, you need those additional coins to try to not lose uneven. And actually, it's one of the weaknesses of the faction overall. Their first round kind of sucks. But there are ways to kind of remedy that. Some cards are really good in first round, but if the opponent's hand is really good, they can always abuse the red coin. But still, in the end, you could come up with victory because your gold cards are really, really powerful. Anyway, after the stratagem, what are we going to add? Let's talk about the, let's say, auto-include cards. No matter which version you play, you need to have these cards in your deck. So what are they? Well, obviously, we're going to add King of Baggers and Savola combo. So this is the foundation of the deck. These are the two cards that you want in your deck. And what is the interaction here? Well, the thing is, when you pay tribute for 9 coins, King of Beggar comes out of your deck, and also you get all of your tributed coins back. And Solo's tribute is 9. That's the problem here, actually. Maybe they should reduce Solo's tribute or something like that, because you need to say at least play 2 tribute cards and maybe prefer off the books leader ability instead of just Jackpot, because it's really too easy to do this interaction. You play your Savola, you pay your tribute. I mean, even if you don't have coins in the bank, you use your leader ability to get 9 coins. And then you spawn this Frightener, so 6 plus 12, 18 points. You also get your 9 coins back, and you also get King of Beggars to use those 9 coins. So that's a combo of 30 plus points, and in some cases, depending on what you have on the board, it could go up to 40 points or something like that. It's just insane. So the meta strategy for this deck is, try to win the first round. If you win the first round, depending on the opponent, but majority of the opponents, it won't really matter. You just bleed the opponents and play around as short as possible, and you just do your Savola plus King of Beggars combo. I don't think there's any deck that can overcome that with only 3 cards or maybe 4 cards. But if you're playing something like 5 cards and you're missing a card, you could lose to a Regis or something like that. But it's really rare. Anyway, so that's the macro strategy, whatever the opponent is playing. What about the other auto-include cards? Well, let's talk about the high-end cards first. Professor is really a good value card here, even if you're not playing Bounty. You could combine it with Freak Show. Freak Show is also auto-include here. Even if there isn't a 4-point, unit on the board, you can, combine it with Freak Show and complete the bounty. So these cards give you extra value. And then, is it auto-include? I think it should be an auto-include, but, Kurt is really good. No matter which version you play, you should definitely put Kurt in it. It gives bounty, again, great with Freak Show. So there's also Purify option. If the opponent's playing defenders, you could always go and purify it with Kurt. But if there isn't a Purify opportunity or threat, luck threat or poison threat or something, it's a good idea to save Kurt and use it combined with Freak Show. Again, you can kill a lot of stuff with this combo. And then Sigeruven is a pretty good card here. He receives several buffs. Right now, he's really powerful. What he does is he immediately gives you 9 plus coins. And that, normally you get profit 4, but for every unique category in your starting deck, increase Sigeruven's initial profit by 1. So you're just gonna look at the tags here, like this is Salamandra, this is Blind Eyes, Salamandra, again, cut-ups. I already have 3 tags here, 3 gang tags. So, what you're gonna do is you're gonna add 2 more, and he's gonna profit 9. And actually, it is really easy to add 6 gangs so that your Siggy, could produce 10 coins. So it's really easy to do that, but you would want 9 coins, because all of a sudden your bank will be full and your Flying Redanian will come out. And that's the other card. That's the other auto-include card, Flying Redanian. You kind of need thinning, no matter which version you play, but I have seen some rare cases. Some people are playing without Flying Redanian. With Royal Decree, because you're missing the cards that you... that's a crucial part of your combo, so who cares about Flying Redanian? But he's really good. That's in the he, by the way. It is really good, I should say. So I think those are our auto-include gold cards. And what about the bronze cards that you should definitely add to this deck? Well, you're gonna need some spenders. In addition to, King of Beggars is your final spender, so you're gonna one spender that you want to use in the middle of your round. And Horsen's Freak Show is gonna spend your coins by killing stuff. But you want some proactive, you know, spenders that's gonna turn coins to the power on them. And that's Sea Jackal with Horde 7 and Horde 9. I mean, yeah, you can get additional 2 coins. So that's why he's the best bronze spender. So you need 2 of them. And then you usually want poison package to kill some whole stuff. That's why using Fistek and Fistek Traffickers are a good idea no matter which version you're playing. I think those are auto-include, especially Fistek Trafficker. I mean, if you have like 7-8 coins, when you play Fistek Trafficker onto your own unit, he's gonna overprofit, and since this unit is giving you coins, Fistek Trafficker will boost himself. So don't forget about that as well. So that's why Trafficker is really good in Jackpot. So these are our auto-include cards. And then, depending on which version you play, there are some optional bronzes that I like to talk about. And the next topic will be devotion or non-devotion, but we're going to come to that decision a bit soon. And what I want to talk about is the optional bronzes. Like you're going to need some thinning usually. And there are 2 thinning cards for Syndicate. Sewer Raiders and, you know, Casino Bouncers. For Sewer Raiders to come out, you need 4 coins. And for Casino Bouncers, you don't need any coins. You just need to play 1 coin, or if you don't have any coin, you use your Insanity and, you know, damage one of them by 1. I really like that, you know, you don't need to have coins to play these guys. But at the same time, I mean, you're missing a point when you play Casino Bouncers over Sewer Raiders. You're gonna usually have 4 coins, so I think Sewer Raiders is better than Casino Bouncers. But in some cases, you're gonna see both of them. Okay, so what about other optional choices? Well, Eavesdrop is a pretty good card in this deck. You profit by 5, draw a card, and put a card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. And that card is ideal for King of Beggars. If you have King of Beggars and Eavesdrop in your hand, I mean, keep King of Beggars. Because with Eavesdrop, you're going to put this guy at the bottom of the deck so that you're guaranteed that you're not going to draw him in any of the rounds. So that brick disappears, and you're also, you know, getting coins and maybe getting a better card with Eavesdrop. I think Eavesdrop is really good if you're playing King of Beggars. And then another optional card, and we see a lot of it in these decks, is the Firethorn, the card with Firethorn tech, which is Smuggle. Smuggle, well, I mean, with Line Pockets, this card is better because it's a crime, and it's not really compatible with, you know, Jackpot Leader ability. But I mean, there are no Firethorn units, especially in the non-devotion version. So Smuggle will give you an additional point for Siggy, because it's a Firethorn. Plus, I mean, it's a proactive play. You profit by 3 and put a unit on the board. And who knows, maybe you'll use your leader on that to reach 9 coins. That's why Smuggle is pretty good. But if you're playing Devotion, you may not need to put that. And then, I mean, you could see in some versions, Peaches. Passiflora Peaches, even though you're not playing Passiflora, they're pretty good engine, you know, similar to the Sewer Raiders. The Horde number is 4, so with Horde 4, this is turning into an engine, and she boosts himself by 1 every turn, and that could be really annoying for the opponent. So, and also a good target for some removal, and especially if you're playing Soul, and Soul plus Peaches and so on, you're putting a lot of threats on the board, so that the opponent maybe, you know, targets them, and then maybe your Freak Show will be free of any threats. And in some versions we see Salamandra Mages. I wouldn't really recommend playing them actually. But I mean, especially if you're playing the other Ludovicus guy, this has Tribute 4, and as a backup plane, I mean, if you're not drawing your Savola, you play Salamandra Mage and Ludovicus, and your King of Beggars would come out, but I mean, it's a huge hit not to play Savola and King of Beggars combo. So no matter what you do, I mean, you should design your deck to guarantee that you play your Savola King of Beggars combo. That's why the devotion list, we're going to see double thinning options. Okay, so the next step should be devotion or non-devotion. Or in other words, Royal Decree or Vivaldi Bank. Well, with Vivaldi Bank, there is this problem. You profit by 3. I mean, you usually play Vivaldi Bank when you're at 6 coins. You profit by 3, and you're going to look at the next 10 cards in your deck and then pick one of them. But the further you go deep into the deck, the worse. I mean, the card you're going to be looking for is going to be usually Savola. And if Savola is at the bottom of your deck, really close to the bottom, you may not find enough coins to play Savola. So there should be 7 coins when you're playing Savola. So this is a risk. And it happened to me a couple of times. Savola was at the very bottom of the deck. And there's nothing you can do to, prevent this from happening. Unless you're playing Royal Decree. But I mean, with Royal Decree, I mean, you're going to break your devotion. Yeah, that could be a problem. Why? Because of Horson Jr. is such a good card. I think it's one of the best cards in the Syndicate faction. So it's definitely worth playing Devotion just to play Horson Jr. I mean, this guy gives you a lot of value. I mean, kills a unit with 6 power, and then with fee 3, you just destroy units with 3 power if it has armor on them and so on. He's really good. And you can combine Horson Jr. with Professor, Freak Show, Kurt, and so on. So this adds additional, power to the deck. And when you're playing Horson Jr. in Devotion decks, you don't need to play Bounty. So I think that the deck really becomes balanced when you're playing Horson Jr. But as I said, you're not going to play your Royal Decree. So you can't play Royal Decree with Horson Jr. I mean, you could play non-devotion Horson Jr., but Horson Jr. cannot touch the unboosted units. So the value really decreases. I wouldn't recommend playing Junior unless you're, I mean, if you're playing non-devotion, it doesn't make sense. So if we're thinking about the devotion route, so what you're going to do is you're going to add Horson Jr., obviously, and Vivaldi Bank as your tutor cards. And but as I said, I mean, you're taking a risk by doing this, but you're getting a better balanced deck, and if you draw Savola, you're gonna usually win, because I mean all the cards are really solid in this deck. Okay, so for Devotion, there are also 2 auto-include cards for Devotion version, and they are Mutants Makers. I mean, because with Devotion, this is 4 power plus 3 coins. That's really nice. I mean, 4 for 7. And also, if you over profit when you're playing Mutants Maker, similar to the Fistek Trafficker, he's going to boost himself for the over profit amount. That's why, I mean, Mutants Maker is really important here. And what about the rest of the deck? So let's talk about the options here. I wouldn't recommend playing Bounty when you're playing Devotion, because I mean you already have some kind of control here with the addition of Horson Jr. You could go for it if you want to, but I think Bounty is better suited for non-devotion version. So what are we going to play here for the devotion version? What are our options? Well, let's take a look at our, let's say, mid-range bronzes. Or should we? I mean, it's really difficult to add another 11 plus provision card into this deck, but we can check out the 10 provision cards. What can we do? Scoundrel could be good for if you're playing bounty. And as I said, I'm not recommending it. And what about other choices? So let's take a look at the list here. Philippa has always been maybe the best card in Syndicate for a while until Horson Jr. was printed. She is still a great card, but I mean, in some cases, there are better options. And if you're gonna add Philippa here, you won't be able to add, 5 provision cards a lot. So she's gonna occupy space. And there are some, I mean, suppose you're playing Soul, Philippa and Soul in the same deck. I really don't like that because, Soul needs constant coins and Philippa will use them all. But still, I mean, Philippa could be a really surprising card that could turn the tides against your opponent. And Philippa could also be really good if the opponent is, a red coin abusing you, and Philippa can save your ass sometimes in the first round. So using Philippa in the first and second round is really good, and especially if you're playing against, engine decks, Philippa is really great, but the meta isn't like that. I mean, Northern Realms is non-existent, basically, in this meta, in this update, so Philippa is really good against those engines, and you really don't need to play her, so I wouldn't recommend, but I wouldn't say no either. She's still a great card. So maybe we could reduce our provision down to 9, and let's take a look at our choices here. And look at Imke. I mean, she was a staple in most of Syndicate's decks, but right now she has been power crept. So we're not gonna even discuss about including her. But there are some cards that you could think about. For example, Bincy is really great with Jackpot leader ability, because whenever you gain coins, Bincy boosts herself by that amount. With leader, I mean, she's gonna boost herself by 9, and when you play Savola, you're getting a lot of coins, and this Bincy becomes huge. But I mean, she is vulnerable to getting removed by a toll removal card. But I would definitely and strongly consider her, consider playing her. But you should somehow find a slot for that. But I mean, you could try, and she's also good in first round. Because with Tiger's Eye stratagem, you can play her and just click on the stratagem, and all of a sudden you have a 9-coin unit on the board. But if the opponent tries to remove her, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, opponent used one of their toll removals or something like that. So that's really cool. Morelzi and Graydon could be played in bounty decks, so I'm gonna talk about them a bit soon. And the video is, as you notice, is longer than usual, especially the deck introduction part. But I'm just gonna only include 2 games, so this is gonna be a mostly deck discussion video. So that's it for 9 provision cards. So Bincy could be an option. Keep that in mind. For 8 provision, when you look at it, are there really good choices here? Boris is okay. But if you're playing bounty, maybe you could think about playing him. Caesar is phenomenal with Siggy. So Caesar is definitely a strong candidate to include in this deck, but he is not a not to include card, but he is really close. I mean, when you play Caesar next to Siggy, I mean, it becomes insane because you overprofit, and Jackpot, with the Jackpot leader ability, Siggy will boost himself by that overprofit number. And if there is another, profit unit like Savola or Freak Show, I mean, the boost will be even higher. So Caesar, I mean, I would definitely add Caesar here. And Walter Veritas and TLG's, meta report added him. I'm not really a fan of this card, but I'm not against him either. He received a boost lately. I think he used to be 9 provision, now he's 8. You could find really good stuff with Walter, that random bronze card. And Walter usually plays around 10, 11 points, so that's not bad. So it is a good value card. And depending on what you need, if you're looking for a coin card or poison or something like that, it is possible to find one. But still, it's an RNG card. So, well, I mean, you could go for something else. But at the end of this list, you're going to see that Walter is a good fit because there are now other better options for 8 provision. Okay, so let's move to the other cards. And then there's the option of adding Soul in this deck. So let's take a look at our 7 provision candidates here. And, well, this is for Poison package. Yeah, that's the other thing. I forgot to talk about that. With Devotion, you could go for Poison package. Roland and, you know, his brother Gellert. They are a pretty good combination, and you should also include Location. And if you're crazy enough, you could also go for Salamander combo. I mean, I wouldn't really recommend. I mean, opponents usually have answers, even with defenders and so on. If the opponent is smart enough or does have the answers, they will save them. I don't think it's as good as the regular lists. But I mean, without Salamander, still Roland and Gellert is a good combo, especially if you see a lot of, you know, trap decks or so on. I mean, these are mostly proactive cards. Especially Gellert will, you know, self-poison some units, and you could maybe put a lot of units on the board and so on. So they're pretty good. But against Nilfgaard, these guys are risk. You know, Nilfgaard can play your poisons against you. And then against your mirror, this is bad. I mean, yeah, Location is pretty good. You can send back the poison, or in the same term, you can poison a unit. But I think going for more value cards compared to Poison package is slightly better in this meta. So that's why I'm gonna add Soul and actually play the same TLG lists that's been offered to us. And Soul is pretty good here, especially in the first or second round. It is really good. I mean, if the opponent can't respond to him, he's gonna get huge. But it's not like an engine deck, you know, the old passive lore decks. Soul would go just insane amount of points. Not in this list. Soul will go up to 10, 13 at most. Well, that's really huge anyway, but for 7 provisions, so this is really a legitimate threat. So he's really good. But in the final round, if you have him, you could just, you know, mulligan him away. You usually don't have the luxury to, you know, not spend coins and let Soul boost himself. You usually need to answer a lot of stuff in the final round. So this is mostly a first round card. And these are our golds. Let's take a look at our bronze options. Well, as you see, Vivaldi Bank is not dependable. It's not Royal Decree. What you need to do is to play as much as cards possible from your deck. In other words, thin your deck so that you can draw your Savola, or make sure that Vivaldi Bank draws your Savola. So ideally, there wouldn't be a lot of cards left in your deck. That's why we're going to use both thinning cards. So double bouncers and sewer raiders. And as you see, there's only 5 provision left and a single card left, so I'm definitely suggesting Eavesdrop here. Eavesdrop is really good. And if you have King of Beggars in your hand, Eavesdrop will send him back to the bottom of your deck. And I think this is a really strong and solid list. I definitely recommend it, but don't get mad if you can't draw your Savola because of not, I mean, Vivaldi Bank not drawing him. So there's that risk. Okay, so let's talk about the non-devotion version. Well, with non-devotion, let's remove these. I'm gonna keep some of them. because I mean, playing them really makes sense. And let's actually remove them and try to again copy the bounty version of TLG list. Okay, so with bounty, I mean with non-devotion, I would recommend going for bounty version. You could also go for value cards like the other cards that I was talking about, but I don't know. I mean, bounty seems okay with this, but this is not a bounty heavy deck. But I mean, well, let's talk about the auto-include cards for bounty version. Well, you obviously need Witchfinder here for 12 provision. She's really good. And then you need to play Executioners. So, and there's bounty on them. Executions are really solid cards, similar to Freak Show. And if you over profit with Witch Hunter Execution, because there's profit 2 on them, you could maybe protect them against rebukes or any other 5 damage spells. So keep that in mind. And then I think playing Slander is a good idea. So Slander onto something, and then your Executioner, will kill it. But I mean, the first round is a pain in the ass when you're playing this list. It would be really good if you could draw your Sewer Raiders and your, well, not bouncers. I mean, yeah, we're not running a lot of thinning cards, so you can't play 2 thinning cards in this list. So using 1 is usually enough. Okay, so what about other bounty cards? What can we play in this list? Well, for bronzes, I mean, Witch Hunter is a solid choice here, although it's a really terrible card. But what can you do? I mean, sometimes you need to play a unit and put a bounty. You could play 1 or 2 of them, depending on the number of bronze cards you play. Let's play 2 of them. And what about other bounty cards? Well, unfortunately, Caleb is bad. Not good enough in this meta. TLG list, I think, is playing Brute. Another high-end gold. I'm not really a fan of... I mean, I like the card here, but I'm not really a fan of him in this list. But I will give him a try, I guess. But in the version that I played in the video, I'm using Graydon. And some people are using Morelzi as well. There is the, again, for Morelzi tribute stuff. Maybe with Morelzi you can get your King of Baggers out, so that's also an option. So I think these are pretty good. And I think that's enough. You don't need to play any more bounty cards. So this becomes really solid. And what about other stuff? What else do you need? Well, I'm gonna recommend playing Tunnel Drill. But I mean, don't expect miracles from that card. Why are we playing Tunnel Drill here? Well, we're playing some crime cards. Double Slender, double Fist Deck. And I'm gonna also play Eavesdrop because it's a crime. So as you see, there aren't many crime cards. So does it really make sense to play this? Play Tunnel Drill. Tunnel Drill is mostly a bait for opponent to remove. Let's not forget about Royal Decree, because the Royal Decree is the reason we're playing non-devotion. So Tunnel Drill, I mean, maybe you could over profit when you have 9 coins. You play this, and it gets really difficult to remove it. And after you play this, the opponent is really faced with a difficult decision. They could just ignore it. The opponent could be bluffing, like maybe he doesn't have any crimes in his hand. But would you take that risk? I mean, even if the opponent plays 1 crime, you get a lot of value from that, because 1 coin. I mean, with Tunnel Point, I mean, if you play the crime, damage enemy by 3. So for 2 coins, you get 3 damage. That's really great value. But the bad thing about Tunnel Drill is you kind of play him when you have like 9 coins to protect the drill. So the drill becomes 7 power. But after that, I mean, you need to play a crime, and crimes are, you know, generating coins. So you're gonna overprofit, and you're not gonna get that coin back because crime cards are generating coins, not units, and you really don't want that. And so not to overprofit, you're gonna have to use tunnel drill's fee, and since you haven't played a crime, you're gonna damage an enemy by 1 for 2 coins. So that's really a bad deal. So the ideal scenario would be you should have Sea Jackal on the board, and then play your drill, and then boost your Jackal and play a crime card. And that's not really easy to do. But still, it's really a good threat for the opponent to deal with. So that's why, I mean, I'm gonna recommend playing Tunnel Drill here. But as I said, I mean, don't expect miracles here. Okay, so what's the deal here? We have 1 coin left. I mean, 1 provision left. So we need to find a 5 power card, 1 more 5 provision card. I think that's not the version I was playing in this. So let's return to my deck builder and see what I played in the list. Yeah, I forgot about this. I'm also playing Ludovicus here for Nimbaum. Why am I playing this guy? Well, as you see, I mean, I'm sacrificing the double sewer raiders. So there are not many things, but I'm kind of depending on the Royal Decree and just flying Redanian. And also eavesdrop. But I sometimes struggle. I gotta admit that. So what's Ludovicus for? Well, if you pay tribute 5, you gain 9 coins. And with your stratagem, you can play him first round. And if you have 5 coins, I would recommend really paying the tribute, because when you pay the tribute, you're gonna overprofit. And King of Beggars will boost himself by 5. So when he comes out, he's gonna be not 4 but 9 power. So I think that's really a good interaction. So don't underestimate Ludovicus here. Okay, so I think he's a good card for 7 provisions, especially in, you know, Jackpot. That's why I wanted to play him. And I also removed a Witch Hunter and added a Smuggle. So there is also 1 more crime. So 4, 5, 6 crimes to play with Tunnel Drill, and I think it really makes sense. I'm kind of happy with its performance, but I think it's more difficult to play this list compared to the Devotion version, because the bounty is kind of tricky, especially surviving the first round is a bit harder. But I mean, it could be more satisfying, especially if you get the victory. So those are the lists I'm suggesting. There are also some options, like this is kind of a wild list here. As I said, I don't recommend Philippa, but you can go for Philippa, Bincy. I mean, these are your, you know, surprise cards like Walter and so on. And also Beggars. I forgot about to talk about Beggars. Beggars are really good in Jackpot, actually, because they profit, and, you know, you over profit and they boost themselves, and especially if they have bonded, you profit 5. So this is also an option. Yeah, Beggar is also an option here. So and since but I recommend Beggar in non-devotion version, because you can play your mutant makers, and this is as close as you could get to a mutant maker, the Beggar, especially the second Beggar is better than a second mutant maker, and also really good with Caesar. So I mean, as you see, there are a lot of options. The bottom line is, I mean, no matter which version you play, you're gonna have success with it. It really depends on your playstyle and your I mean, if you like to play control and so on, you could go for bounty. If you like point slam, you could go for other, you know, options. And this has been a long video. I really feel lucky if you have watched all the deck discussion parts. But don't forget that, I mean, there are timestamps below, so you could always click on them and just, you know, skip to the matches. And thank you for watching, and let's talk about the deck in the games that I shared with you, and see you at the end. Playing against Congregation on Red Queen. Okay, we sent flying bounce Redanian out and get casino bouncers. Double thinning is good. Do I have 4 coins? Can I produce 4 coins? I think I can. Okay, so I'm glad this isn't Knight. Fallen Knight. Let's get our 3 coins. And then Fistek for 7 coins. Okay, this is a different version. Well, I'm happy that opponent saved these, used these cards in the first round. Totally fine with it. Can't reach 9 coins, though. Excommunication. Okay. That's good. Okay, the gap is too much, but I think opponent should go. Should keep playing here. Yeah, he does. So I'll end the round with 6 coins. That's good. I think he's overcommitting. Those are valuable 2 doors. I'm only playing bronze cards here. Why would you use your bank like that? Okay, nice that he didn't get it with Furco. Opponent wins the round convincingly. Now all I need to do is kill the knights that come out with the cleric. Okay. This is a good hand. I'm not even sure I need eavesdrop here. What will I send? I don't know really. Volter. I think I should send something back. This is perfect actually. I'm gonna send King of Baggers at the bottom of my deck. And I'm gonna produce 8 coins with this. It's not 9. But now the odds of getting Savola are just higher. Opponent's gonna play long round. Okay. But what the heck am I gonna play here? Unfortunately, I mean, we couldn't get the boat out. It is really disappointing. So I will just have to play Kurt, I guess. Kurt would have been valuable here. Okay, that's good. That's great, actually. So we're gonna look for Horson with the bank. Okay, we're not gonna use poison. Let's play Mutant Baker first. Get up to 7 coins. Here comes Camel Fart.
The eternal fire lights our way. Yes, you! Have you made your offering? Yes, you! Have you made your offering?
Okay, so let's get Horson Jr. That was clean. Now I need to protect Freak Show like crazy. And I think I can do that. Very convincingly.
Remove his cowl, then his ears!
One, two, three, four. He can kill Freak Show with Orson Jr. Well, he couldn't. That's nice.
My lads will make sure of that.
Okay.
For the sake of humankind, all non-humans must die.
Now this.
The pike's king of the pontar! The pike, damn it!
Where it's 7 coins. Now it's Savola.
Test of decadence! Renounce sin! I love this job!
Cooldown 1, so that we gotta kill that. Well, that's okay though. Maybe I should have killed Jacques here. That's a mistake.
That one! He venerates not the fire! Gold shines brightest in the presence of fire!
Okay, let's kill this.
Don't trouble yourself with pleas for mercy.
And these. I mean, look at how Freak Show gets insanely powerful here. Okay, so with Walter, let's look for a coin generator. Damage an enemy by 2 death balls, bonfires. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's generate more coins then.
The anatomical changes slightly exceed my expectations.
Well, I can't kill Jack, so I could just wait. Well, I'm not sure if you need Sea Jackal in this deck. And Soul is just bad in the final round. Seriously, I don't need to do anything here. Imagine having a Fallen Knight on the board here.
You are worthy neither of mercy nor forgiveness.
Okay, so this is dangerous though. Let's play this.
I only loot corpses.
He didn't give me any chance to kill any of these. So we'll just distribute our points and here and not give any death blow to anybody. That's all we can do here. $23 points. Can you make 23 points with that? I don't think so. How many Firestone units there? Aren't that many. Yeah. Okay, nice that I killed all the Firestone tokens. Not all the, but most of them. But as you see, I mean, the game ended closer than we would have thought. So, playing against Mirror. Playing Bounty could be better against the Mirror, but I'm not really sure. So, need to toss the other Jackal. Almond blue coin. I have some sort of poison stuff. Slender into Executioner. The thing is, I don't have a proactive play here. Well, this is proactive. And I'm gonna use that. Actually, use a tribute as well. Play Tiger's Eye. Play this. Play the tribute. Get the boat out. And as you see, since King of Beggars is boosting himself by 4 when you do this, by 5 actually, and it makes makes him really difficult to kill. Okay. We can just play Witch Hunter Executioner here. Executioner will boost himself by 2. Or another option could be like playing Sea Jackal. And he's gonna be a target for poison. But I can purify him. Yeah, let's do that. And then, I mean, Witch Hunter Executioner could be a target for... let's do this.
One man's battlefield is another man's ripe patch for harvest.
I could have clicked twice, actually. There's Addict. So is he going for self-poison here? Oh, this is probably Poison Brothers deck. I mean, I could go for Tunnel Drill here, but that's gonna be overcommitment in my opinion. And I really want to keep these cards. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this and wait. Or maybe boost this by 3 again. Raiders, okay. What? What happened here? Where is the second? Did he just miscalculate this? Okay, interesting line of play here. I kinda don't wanna poison these. Okay. So I think I should just kill tax collector. So did the opponent miscalculate or just Maybe he has the second raider. Okay, yeah, there it is. So that wasn't a miscalculation. He's making my life harder by playing these cards. So I'm gonna poison the Redanian. I don't think he will kill it.
Premium grade won't find any better.
Yeah, this is gonna overprofit. Let's spend by 1. If the opponent passes, I'm gonna transfer 4 coins to the other round. Yeah, this looked like a pass all the way. So do we go for bleed here or get the last say? I think I should try to find a way to increase my coins for the next round, and this is perfect actually. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this stack here. But I keep drawing it. And there could be some self-poison action. And there is also tunnel drill for next round. So how many gold cards am I missing here? Actually plenty. So this is my decree target. I need these 3 gold cards, so I should dig for more golds here. These aren't gold cards. So it looks like I'm gonna pass on 7 coins here. I don't think this is the hand to bleed. I'm just missing a lot of stuff here. Just keep drawing the bronzes. And I could... There are still bronzes left in the deck. So hopefully we draw all gold in the next round. Okay, so this is dangerous, so I'm gonna pass here. Beggar. Okay, we both enter this final round at 3 coins. We kinda have the same hands, I guess. We didn't spend anything. That's good, Graydon. And Freak Show, these are good. I don't want Witch Hunter. And this is the hand. Those Decree will pull for Siggy. This could be a Salamander deck, but there's only just 1 card that indicates that. Tax Collector. This is usually a good target for Professor, and I think I'm gonna take that. Since I will be playing other, bounty givers. Okay, we got 7 coins. And also, I should pay attention to Graydon's tribute cost. If I pay the tribute, King of Beggars will come out, although, I mean, he will come out anyway with Tavola. Okay, so this is bad for the opponent. That's not great. I'm gonna play this and bait out something good from the opponent. And also reach 9 coins and get the Redanian out. I feel bad for the opponent. This is not good. Yeah, that's the bait I'm talking about. This should be enough to kill that. Let's kill this first. I mean, I could have waited for a bounty, but that would be really too obnoxious. Hideout. Gotta be careful with that. I could put bounty, but I can't kill it, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play my Royal Decree onto Ziggy. But I think I could use a single spent. Play Ziggy next to Ruin and pretend that I'm gonna play the other card. I'm gonna put bounty on it and just not touch it. Although it's gonna be cleaned. Well, this is a bounty giver. Well, actually, I should play Slender. Five. And get rid of that as well. Well, Redanian can stay. Okay, this is a Salamander deck. Okay. Well, I'm gonna play this.
If the ring won't come off, just take the whole finger.
These are sure. Let's play our tribute and get this boosted King of Beggars out from the deck. And I'm not gonna touch anything. Here comes Roland, as expected. Well, only some of the units will die. I mean, what's Salamander gonna kill here? Just Professor? And look at this now. I mean, Roland will get big, but so what? Please don't concede. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pay the tribute as well.
Knowledge is a weapon of great power.
And just smash that. Ouch. Well, there are some cards that indicate what you're playing, so it's really obvious. So you gotta hold on to your key cards in order to respond to the opponent's victory condition. But if I was not careful or, did not draw Graydon, things would have been different. And opponent really played well there, even though he bricked King of Beggars. That was really well played, making Roland really huge, because without Graydon I don't have reach to that. So that was really nice and well played. Okay, so I showed 2 games for you today, a devotion and a non-devotion version, and I hope you liked. I mean, most of the players are playing these decks, but today I wanted to give you an idea about the options you have, and it also depends on the play style you like. So if you like to, control more stuff, you could go with Bounty non-devotion version, or if you like Point Slam and playing value cards, you could go for the devotion deck, devotion list. Both are really powerful. It really doesn't matter. And I'm pretty sure most of the, let's say, seasoned players will get to 2500 MMR with any jackpot lists. You just gotta play carefully. That's all it matters. Okay, so thank you for watching and hope to see you on another duel video. Bye bye.